Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Train Simulator Classic video. Today we are back on Union Workshop's Tokyo commuter route in Japan with my favorite train in the entirety of Train Simulator, the E233-3000 electric multiple unit. This thing's pretty simple, but it is absolutely cool. 3-foot 6-inch gauge, electric multiple unit, with a couple of double-decker cars slammed into the middle of it. And yeah, it's like 15 cars long, absolutely ridiculously long. So yeah, we are on the Utsunomiya line. We're doing an Utsunomiya line local today. And fun fact, you can actually change the destination board with E and F if you're in a quick drive, but if you're in a default scenario, then it's already set. So yeah, let's get started. We've just opened the doors here, so all we have to do is get this thing set up. How's my FPS doing? Decently, 40 FPS. For a busy station like this, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, we have got the headlights on. I assume so. Yeah, there we go. That's the horn. And we do very nicely have a little analog clock in the middle that actually somewhat works, despite it says we're at 5 p.m. and it's actually 12:23, but hey. Sounds like a train leaving there. Oh, Keihi Tohoku E233-3000 leaving. Next stop is Saitama Shintoshin. Oh, we're racing the Utsunomiya, unit out of here. I've got full power. That's actually pretty cool. So yeah, the scenario we're doing is the 12:23 Omiya to Ueno local, but then the service will continue on as AI to Odawara, which I think is near Yokohama, if I remember correctly. My geography in that area of the world is pretty sketchy though, so you'll forgive me if I don't, if I'm slightly out of my depth. Here we go. We are at a pretty steep 3% downward grade coming into Saitama Shintoshin. It looks as though that other Utsunomiya service is heading straight through without stopping. There's that Keihi Tohoku unit. One thing I do like about driving Utsunomiya line services is it does mean you don't have these platform barrier things to worry about, which can get quite annoying, I must say. It's also quite easy to brake in these things, but it's quite easy to go from notch 8 to full to emergency. What's the button? Yeah, we've got some bundled passengers, including this guy with some very nice looking hair. Imagine that Keihi Tohoku unit will be leaving in a minute. Is he going? Oh, it just says Keihi Tohoku line on the destination line. Though he did nail that stop though, look at that. Yeah, what are our stops today? Saitama Shintoshin, Urawa, Akabane, Oku, and Ueno. So, only stopping at major stations today. There goes that Keihi Tohoku unit. Here we go. Next stop is Urawa in 4-ish kilometers. Actually, is this a 15 car we're in? I think it's a 15 car. If we're in a 15 car, then I need to stop at the 15 car stop markers and not at the 3 car. There's another Keihin Tohoku. Hang on. Just a second. If I zoom in. Ooh. You can even get a bit of Saitama Shin Toshin in the background. I will take that shot. That looks pretty decent. Yeah. We are clear up to 120 kilometers an hour, which I think is maximum line speed on this line. On this route. Man. I do love driving on this route. Like, it's got I know it doesn't have the E233-3000 series of the Yamanote line just yet, but the developers are working on it. It is going to be released at some point. I think they're currently currently focused on releasing the Tadami line for Train Sim World 6 at the moment. But there is an expansion planned for the E233-3000 series EMU and the Yamanote loop line in central Tokyo to be added as a free update. See what I meant about this line being extremely busy? Absolutely flying along. Look at this. Let's get a good shot here. Hang on. Is this a 10 car? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 3 behind that. Actually, we're in a 10 car. Never mind. Here comes Urawa in 1 kilometer. Oh, I did not mean to put on notch one of brakes. That's my bad. For those who don't know what to do with a route like this, there is a manual available from the developers if you do want to take a look at that. This route is quite easy to drive. There's only really the occasional what is it? ATS for cancellation for signals. But other than that, this is... Oh wow, we are driving very well today, I must say. Where's the 10 car stop marker? Oh, that's a miss. Sorry. So yeah, we gotta wait until the doors close and this so-called pilot lamp illuminates, so... yeah. I never really could understand animated NPCs in Train Sim Classic. They just look exceptionally weird. Like, in Train Sim World, they look weird too. I've never seen a game where they look where people actually genuinely look good or act realistically. Next stop, Akabane. That's full power. Yeah. With an Utsunomiya line service, it only takes approximately 30 minutes to cover the full route. So this route is a bit short, but what is here is very nice. Keihin Tohoku unit. How's our FPS doing? 40 FPS? For Train Sim Classic, I'll take that. That's decent. Decently smooth enough. I've seen other routes where the frame rates are much, much lower. Like the Tohoku High Speed and Mainline, also by Union Workshop, that has honestly pretty terrible frame rate because it has too many polygons, and it's so even if you have a good computer, it really lags. Absolutely flying. Once we pass Takada, I think, is where that's where the Yamanote's AI, E233 AI starts showing up. At least I think it does. Oh, almost missed that other E233 going by. Oh goodness, we are overspeeding. And these screens being like modeled is very nice. It does very much help with yeah, very much help with stuff like this. Also, one thing about this where you can tell that this is a more recent Union Workshop product is because on older Union Workshop products, they actually had quite a few assets recycled from Western stuff, from Western content. Like Story of Forest Rail has like a lumber mill that's very obviously 19th century American, for instance. But on this, the vast majority of assets are like, I don't even think I've seen a non-Japanese asset on this route, which is pretty incredible, if I'm being honest. Man, that Keihin Tohoku surface is frequent. Absolutely zooming. Yeah, I love this route because it's like 3-foot 6-inch gauge. It's Japanese. It's electric commuter stuff. Like, this is totally, like, if we could get this route in Train Sim World, that'd be awesome. Also, in the last video, I was talking about how someone should make a mod to restore, to put JR branding on all of this. I asked around, and apparently someone did do that, but but JR sued them and managed to successfully take it down. So yeah, you can't even make free mods to add JR branding. Even in Train Sim Classic, because JR will take you out via a lawsuit. I'm not making this up, this is actual fact, which is ridiculous if you think about it. There's another Utsunomiya line service. Man, this service, I think it's because, I think the service is so frequent because last time I was on this route, it was at 4:30 in the morning and there were understandably less services running around, so yeah, unfortunately we will have to go down to 90 in a minute. This is a local and yet we're going maximum line speed. There are rapid services, but one thing that's also really nice about this route is that there's rail ping simulators. So just before you even hear trains, you can hear the rails going as the train approaches, which is really nice. Give it notch 2. Alright, coming up on Akabane, which is our next stop. Man, this is so much fun. I'm having an absolute blast. That's notch 3. Big bridge. Big Chungus bridge approaching. Let's shut the power off and start a tad of brakes. Listen to how the running sounds change. How cool is that? And nope, wrong button. Nope, wrong button. I did not. Yeah, that's not. I missed my opportunity, I think. Let's see. Actually, I think this one's better than the previous screenshot I did. I'll take that. Oh, zoom out. Come on, mouse. Stop being a... Yeah, my mouse has absolutely had it, I think. Coming up on Akabane in 700 meters. I think my only complaint about this route is if you have a lot of trains running around, then it can tank your frame rate, but that's understandable because there can be a lot of trains running around at peak times on this route. Akabane. There's the Tohoku Shinkansen bullet train line on the right there, which you can play a section of in Train Simulator with the Tohoku High Speed and Main Line route that Union Workshop also did. And there's actually, it's set up so you can use the E5 bullet train from that on this route. It's not included in any of the default scenarios, but for scenario makers. Full brakes. Close enough. There, here comes a Utsunomiya line unit. Pulling in. And then after this, it is Oku and Ueno. NPCs doing NPC things. Goodness gracious. That looks so weird. Doors closing. Power. Is that a Keiki Tohoku unit? Yeah, it is. Yeah. This service will then continue on as AI after this scenario off to Odawara, off the map. Man, that's quite a bit of flange squeal. Alright, we're clear up to 90 and then 100. How far is it to Oku? Approximately 5 kilometers. Okay. Yeah, we're right under the bullet train line at the moment. Look at that. Man, this route can get so busy. And it actually has a ton of included scenarios as well, which is very nice. Alright. Go up to 90, then 100, down to 85, and then down to 70, which is quite annoying, but... Power... How much further till the Yamanote line stuff joins up? Not too much farther. I was overspeeding quite a bit there. There's another Utsunomiya line unit. Yeah. Yeah, those are 2D assets, but honestly, I couldn't really care less because this route would otherwise be basically unplayable because of the just sheer amount of assets and trains running around this route. Start bringing back the speed. Could go to 70 and then up to 95 for the line to Oku. Utsunomiya line. That double-decker first-class section is insane, man. I actually slowed down a bit too much as a Keiki Tohoku unit. This has to be one of the busier Train Sim classic routes. Oh, it's because we're heading underneath a lot of lines. Oh yeah, we're actually heading off onto this little bypass line off to the north here. Ooh, hello. That was a rail crossing. Nice. Not too. You don't see too many of those in central Tokyo. There is one railway crossing that I've heard about somewhere in central Tokyo. Can't remember exactly where. Where it's where it's like 12 straight tracks that you have to go across, and like at rush hour it takes like 40 minutes to cross all of it because of the rush hour traffic and because of the sheer amount of trains going through, which is a bit nuts. Like, why don't they install a bypass, which would be the sensible thing to do, of course. Here's Oku Depot? I think, yeah, Oku Depot. There's the stop marker. Oh yeah, that's basically a perfect stop right there. Is that a perfect stop? Ooh, yeah, basically. Look at that, man. Yeah, yeah. So basically there's two separate routes you can take. One that the Yamanote and Keihitoku lines take, which goes this way, and the Utsunomiya goes this way. So yeah. Alright, let's get ready to go. Let's wait until the pilot lamp illuminates. Right. Next and final... No, wrong button. Sorry. Next and final stop is Ueno in approximately 5 kilometers. Alright, we're clear up to... Oh, only 60? Oh yeah, that's the entry speed into Ueno, annoyingly. So I'll just go... See what speed I could get up to before I have to slow down. Notch 2 on the brakes. And there we go, slowed down literally perfectly. Oh, we're going around a turn. I don't exactly understand Japanese signaling. Is that green? I don't know. Oh, we're clear back up to 95, so I'll just give it full beans. It was just because we were traveling onto a different line that we were supposed to slow down to 60. Listen to the sounds. Like, the bridge sounds are different. I love that. I love how the bridge sounds are authentic. So cool. Clear up to 95. There is the... So yeah, we're now... There's Nippori, I think it is. And we are... Oh my goodness. I did not realize how overspeeding we were. Yeah, the Yamanote line has now joined up. So yeah, there is an E231 over there. That's currently AI only, I'm afraid. Which is a massive shame because they look like a lot of fun to drive. We have a 35 limit coming in, kilometer/hour limit coming into Ueno. Phew! Get not short of brakes going for the 60 limit. No, now there are some announcements on this line, but I don't think we've got any of them. Notch 2 on the brakes, that'll do. I think I could. Yeah. It's rather a steep turn to take at 85 kilometers an hour, I'm not gonna lie. There we go. Yeah, massive amount of tracks onto the approach into Ueno. Look at this. Look at that, that is insane. .35 limit coming up, so I'll just slow down ASAP. Oh, I think the ATS kicked in. Yeah, the ATS definitely did kick in to slow us down in time, but yeah, I think it slowed us down a bit too much. Alright, are we going? Yeah. Double slip switch. Yeah, there we go. What platform are we coming in? Line 7. Line 7. Oh, okay, in the middle here. Ueno is my personal favorite of the stations on the route, but all of them, honestly, are just excellent. There's another Utsunomiya line train over there. Whoa. What? Okay, the train brakes just kicked in without me wanting them to, but okay. Appears the ATS system is doing its job quite nicely. Yeah, we do have a signal at danger, so I will have to be careful. Look at those authentic looking station signs. That looks so cool. Everything about this route, man, like, you could tell this is done by people who know, like, this. Alright, come on. Rear doors opening on the left, and welcome to Ueno. Train will then continue on to Orawara. There's a Yamanote line train over there just coming in. The E231s that this route uses have all been retired and scrapped, with none surviving into preservation, and they've been replaced in more modern E235 units, which are much more modern looking, much more reminiscent of this look, honestly. Alright. Let's wait for the doors to close. Scenario completed successfully. And yeah, there we go. That'll be it for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Really hope you like it. I really hope you liked the video. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another one. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.